Yeah.
Nightcap is a place to go. Nightcap, so you don't feel alone. Nightcap, yeah! Pour a drink, dirty or virgin. Common water or whiskey or gin. Nightcap, you don't have to be coy. Nightcap, here's Ricky and Joy.
Hello and welcome to Nightcap, the bi-weekly web show consisting of two friends unwinding with the topics that make us hot. My name is Richard Pucci, and this is Joy. I'm a real internet personality, Nickens. Hello, Joy. How are you? You're looking a little splotchy today.
Splotchy? Oh man.
Oh no, like the internet is like a little gross.
Probably because I don't know. I just turned off the majority of the internet suckers in here, so.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I was splotchy before.
Oh wait a second. I was gonna say maybe you should try like if your phone like taking the phone off the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
In case the phone's on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the phone's on Wi-Fi.
Oh, welcome viewer. Hello. Hopefully it's one of our regulars. If not, welcome to Nightcap.
Yo, what it do?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I should take okay, I'm taking the phone off the Wi-Fi and I'm putting it over.
I was gonna make a joke. I'm like, this totally looks like amateur hour right now.
Oh my god. No.
All right. So I'm gonna just do
How
an
are
over.
You?
I'm doing pretty well. My life is ebbing and flowing. I may or may not have. I love how I say I may or may not. I might have a new romantic interest in my life, which I've never mentioned that on the air ever before. Which means goodbye to the old and in with the new, right?
2018.
Oops.
Oh, you okay?
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna do new thing that I'm trying. I'm just gonna go over some stuff we may or may not talk about. We always have a plethora of topics that we have listed, but we can never get to all of it. So we may or may not be talking about Bingo Love, iZombie, Black Lightning, Crazy Head, Rayman Legends, Friday the 13th, the video game, Red Sparrow, and the Space of Water. Okay, so
space or shape?
Huh?
Space or shape?
I think it's shape, which is terrible because I just saw it.
Oh, you saw it? How was it?
Okay, so I guess we're going into movie topics.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yesterday, I saw the Shape of or Space of Water. Sorry, I'm just.
I think it was. Sorry. I think it's called the Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water.
But yeah, then I might start saying the Shape of the Space of Water because you're saying it.
Yeah, it's the Shape of Water, which I saw with new romantic interest. Which all I have to say is, R.I.P. old romantic interest. Yeah, not fun. At all.
Well, take your time. Take your time.
Okay, I will. I will. Okay. Oh, hey, Chris. Chris just said, "Why does Joy look like she's Skyping from heaven?" I mentioned that to her myself.
Oh my god! Does it look that bad?
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Maybe the lighting is also pretty bad too.
Oh my god! I thought the lighting would be great. Hold on.
Okay, so I saw the Space or Shape of Water. I don't know what it's called. It was about a girl who had a monster boyfriend. It was shot really well. Aesthetically, it sort of looked like Amelie.
I've never seen that.
Oh, I've heard that it's an amazing movie. I haven't seen it, but I have seen I've seen photo stills and stuff like that. So I saw that, and it was pretty good. It was shot beautifully. And if you're interested in like monster if you're interested in like sort of monster movies with a romantic twist, because it was a romantic monster movie.
I heard it got a lot of Oscar buzz, like Oscars.
Yes, it received the Oscar for the best movie.
Wait, do I look better?
Yeah, you look a hell of a lot better.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh! Wait a second. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, wait a second. Okay, so we have two people.
Oh, it's
Wait,
Rodney.
we have two people. So hey, Chris. Hey, Rodney, and then also a third person. Are you also?
Are you a reg? You regular?
Are you a regular person? Third person?
If not, how you doing?
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
wait, this person sounds so familiar.
Who's
this person?
Wait, hold on. Hello, booty, 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 rocking everywhere.
Booty, 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 rocking all around.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
So, in case if you guys don't realize, my best friend Opal, her and her husband moved within a mile distance of my parents' house, about a year and a half ago, and that is within range of a walkie-talkie.
Oh my God, Opal!
So, Opal, is there something you want to say to the live people here at Nightcap?
I mean, that and, the walkie-talkies thing is pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anything else? Any shout-outs to your husband or anybody?
I'd like to thank my cats for supporting me, giving me snuggles, I guess.
All right, she's thanking her cats. And how many cats do you have?
Oh my God.
Sorry, I was counting. There's 5.
How did I know Opal had 5 goddamn cats?
All right, Opal, thank you for joining us tonight on Nightcap.
Thank you for having me. Night.
Good night. So yes, in case you guys don't realize, sporadically we will shoot into each other's lives, and if we're up and at each other's, within a space, we are able to say hi.
But how did I guess properly that Opal had 5 cats? I never knew how many cats she had. I assumed she had 5 cats. I need to see her again.
Probably probably because nothing is in moderation with Opal. She's all or nothing.
That is true. I miss Opal. She's great.
Oh.
Even after 10 years, she's still great.
Oh, wow. So yes, The Shape of Water was pretty good. It was beautiful. So if you want to see a beautiful movie that's artistically shot, some funny scenes, weirdly romantic, I give this a fingers up.
Okay. I like that.
Oh, and Mr. Rodney watched that the other night.
Mm.
He said that it was very good. As well as both of the boys said, wow, laugh out loud to Opal.
Yes. Shout out to Opal.
Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. And then also for movie chat, I'm guessing you saw Red Sparrow. I saw Red Sparrow as well. What did you think of Red Sparrow?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I know it's very... I wasn't prepared. I thought you didn't see it. So now that you've seen it.
I saw it.
Okay, so first of all, we watched it, me and the BB, with her friends, or now our friends, and none of us knew what the movie was about. Like, we didn't research it in advance. So, and I really, really, really hope and pray that no one thinks that I'm purposely trying to be over dramatic on this one, but I was not prepared for any of the scenes, and I honestly wanted to walk out.
Because you were grossed out, or because
I it wasn't like I was grossed out. I was more just visually violently attacked. Like I wasn't prepared for any of those scenes. I was not prepared for her and the uncle. I wasn't prepared for the not murder. I wasn't prepared, and it made me so uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable. Usually when I watch movies, like there's like the one scene where you know like something bad's gonna happen, but in the movie there were a couple of times where I did not know something bad was gonna happen, and when it did, I was like, oh my god, what in the F are we watching? Like, why is this happening? Like, I really wonderfully shot, beautiful movie. Just was not prepared for that amount of crazy that was in it for me. So I was uncomfortable for most of the movie. And then that one scene where I mentioned with her and the uncle, I really just wanted to get up and leave. I was like, I'm not prepared.
When I saw the movie, so like so I knew that it was gonna be like, I knew that there was the espionage. I knew that there was the espionage element. I knew that it was like a weird seduction ring of Russian intel espionage. So I wasn't freaked out by that. The murder sequence, I wasn't freaked out by that. Though the person that I was with, he doesn't like anything with neck stuff, so he was like squirming. That didn't freak me out. My big thing was I just thought it was way too long.
Yeah.
I was super like around halfway through, and maybe it was because I was at the Bradley Beach. Have you ever been to the Bradley Beach Cinema? The chairs are not comfortable, and like I was like trying to like slouch. Like
I feel like I've been there. I've been to it once.
yeah, the seats are not like super comfortable, and like it would have been nice if I could like up and then sit together, but that wasn't a possibility.
Did you like it? I guess.
No, okay, wait. It was entertaining for what it was, which was like a thriller. It was entertaining for being a thriller. I just thought that they could have cut out at least 30 minutes of BS, and I would have been happier with less detail. Though I did like how they tied everything together for the end reveal.
Oh, I like that too. Because I mean, even though I wanted to walk out, I sat because I wanted to finish it. I'm like, I need to know how this ends. I need to know. But I was uncomfortable with and I'm sorry for saying it if anyone I'm not saying any like particular spoilers, but there were, to me, one too many rape scenes that I wasn't prepared for. I was getting a little tired of seeing Jennifer Lawrence naked. The first time, I understand. Oh, all right, because she has a good body for this movie.
Yeah.
The second and third, like I was over her being naked. I was over the rape scenes, and then the it just made Russian people scary, like, which I was okay with because that's their thing in the movie, was that portray Russian people, but I didn't care for the American who played the opposite of her. And I really didn't completely fall for Jennifer Lawrence being a Russian. But hey, I don't know if I'm just being way too picky this time, but again, beautifully shot. I thought the movie was like visually awesome. I would sit and I think I would sit and watch it, but cut all that stuff out and then have it on the background or something. Like, I don't think it was terrible. I think the story was great, but maybe because I watch a lot of comedy stuff and I watch like, actiony things that don't have to do with that. If I see a rape scene, it's once. if I seen some chicks naked, it's like a couple times, but it's different women being naked, not like just one consistently sort of kind of being naked at certain points. I would have rather watched Black Panther again. Like I would have just watched that again. But it was a different experience.
Rodney said that he always loved how Guillermo del Toro directs his movies for The Shape of Water or Space. I don't know what it's called.
I think it's called The Shape of Water.
The Space of Water is what I'm going to call it from now on.
The Space of Water.
And Rodney also said that he heard that Red Sparrow was terrible, and you just heard from both of us that it was not our pick for a good movie. Do I feel being better have watched it? No. He also said that it's the Shape of Water. That's a thing.
But for this, it'll be The Space of Agua.
Agua. All right, and then we skipped you with your life event. What did you do this past break?
Just in general, just like working, just doing my best to stay alive and pay bills on time and stuff. I don't think I did anything too particularly crazy. I know this past weekend I celebrated one of my good friends. Her birthday was Sunday, so we went to Hoboken and we hung out with like all her friends, and it was nice to be able to see some of my friends in Jersey again, North Jersey again. So it's just been a matter of going to work, trying to prepare for this impending snowstorm that's coming.
Yeah, it's coming tonight. Boop boop. Yes. Just the sadness of saying goodbye to one situation and the excitement of starting anew, which unfortunately
that's the way love goes.
I know.
That's the way love goes.
It's terrible. My heart's breaking.
There could be plenty of songs on this. I suggest music is a wonderful form of therapy if you just let yourself immerse in it.
I have been listening to a lot of musicals, probably because I want to sing.
Nice.
Oh, and I keep on asking my old people for love advice. Okay, so I asked my Rodney's asking what happened. So I had a love situation going on, and it could never lead anywhere. So I let go of that situation, and because there was a situation that could lead to more, and I took it, and I had to say goodbye to somebody that I love very much for the chance to have something different. So,
and that's good.
And that's the most that I've ever talked about my life on my personal life on the web show. So you guys got a scoop. So yeah, it's a very and I keep on sort of going back and forth being like, did I make the right decision? Which I'll never know, because that's the way that life goes. But I decided to try something different. And
I think you did. I think you did the right thing. Because it's better to do that decision versus staying in a situation and then you regretting you never opening yourself up to any other situations. Like, I would rather have you go through this experience, and if it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But hey, I would rather have you go through this versus staying in that situation and then be like, why didn't I ever try something else? Or why didn't I? I would rather have you live without regret.
Yeah, but I mean, instead, it's just, no offense, it's trading regrets. And Mr. Rodney, I have been watching you guys for almost 3 years now, said that he noticed that I was dealing with something and that he was going to ask me to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And then I felt weird because I was like in with out with the old and in with the new, but that's not how I feel about it. Like I said that, but I was like,
It's
that
not like you were
sounds
like, ugh.
that sounds so cavalier, you know.
It's not like it's not so cut and dry.
Yes, life is very rarely like that. So I'm going to say, so I told my old people about it, and I was like, yeah, so I'm saying goodbye. Should I stay with something that I could never have, or should I, try something that I could have? Stick with the old or do something new. And one of my old ladies, she was like, well, I think you go with the new. And I was like, excuse me, Miss So-and-so, are you sure? I was like, are you sure? And she was like, and then she like mumbled about something else. And then I was like, are you sure that I should, go with the new? Like, what if, I feel very sad right now? And she was like, well, then just go with what makes you happy. And I was like, well, how do I know it's going to make you happy? And then she was like, you got to read the situation. So that is my love advice from a 80 or 90-year-old woman who is my favorite. You got to read the situation. What?
They've been through life. They know.
I know. Yeah, it's funny. And then every once in a while I'll say, so Miss So-and-so, when did you get, she says she was married and she was divorced. So I once said to her, I was like, Mrs. So-and-so, when did you get married? She's like, I got married when I was 12. So then I asked her, Miss So-and-so, when did you get divorced? And she's like, I got divorced when I was 10.
What? She's playing you, son.
It's just really funny.
She's playing you in a good way.
So I just thought that was funny. That was like really funny. And then Rodney, as far as life advice goes, Rodney says, well, sometimes you love someone enough that you realize that they aren't right for you, which is possibly very true. And I think that the other person in the situation totally gets that. So good vibes even from that one. Even though it's like super sad, and hopefully after awkwardness sort of fades, because I can't imagine that person not being a part of my life at all.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys will still be in each other's lives no matter what.
Oh yeah, well I hope so, because I always love them.
Yeah.
Okay, enough about my sad love life and funny sort of stuff dealing with old people. There's your old people fix. And I didn't name any names, so no regulations undone. So Joy, you've been watching your iZombie, Black Lightning, and Crazy Head. Is there a specific one that you want to focus on tonight?
I think the newest one would be iZombie, but the thing is, I was trying to watch it on live stream, and I couldn't really get the large majority of the episode. However, the biggest plot twist was somebody, quote unquote, my bias of the whole show. He is now, from what I've seen, he's turning into a zombie, and it's just like, oh no, like what did you do? So I implore everyone, if you're not watching iZombie, to get on that, because I don't like zombie things. However, this one is, again, comics originated, and it's zombies with a twist. And it just came back for its 4th season.
Okay.
So if you're not watching it, definitely get into it because it's fun.
Okay, and my big question with every new show, or every show that people are going to start, do you recommend watching the first 3 seasons, or could you jump in at season 4? Did they do a good enough job of reiterating the stuff that you really have to know at the series premiere, or the season premiere?
I would not recommend jumping into season 4.
Okay.
Season 4 is like, Season 4 is the aftermath of what happened for season 3.
Okay, of course.
So, but I mean, they're going, like, how do you, it's like you played The Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of The Last of Us, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote, where there's Joel and then there's Ellie, and then they're in this new place now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a new beginning.
Yeah.
That's what season 4 is, and the crap and the craziness that happened in season 3. So if you
But
just start watching, go ahead.
but if they closed a huge chapter, then I think starting at the beginning of season 4, that other stuff is like I think they do. I think that's like a writing ploy to like say like, listen, we're basically starting over from scratch. So if you want to join, all that other stuff is like not really relevant, but like we might trickle in some of the plot threads from the first 3 seasons, but really you're getting a new experience. Sorry.
No, I would rather tell you to just start from season 1. Like really figure out, really get to know who they were before all of this stuff came down, because the way that they made season 3 and season 4 is like it all filtered into this one event happening, versus season 1 and season 2 was like getting to know who they were and getting to know why this was happening, and just figuring out who the players were in Seattle. And then season 3 of like, oh god, there's something happening now. Like, I would rather have you watch season 1 and 2. Season 3 is okay too, but it was more focused on this apocalypse that was going to come. But I really enjoyed season 1 and 2 because it was just like, who is this girl, and what is the situation, and how are there zombies in Seattle? Like, what is going on? Are they zombies, or are they just weird people who have white hair? Like, and that was more fun seeing that stuff first. So I say, because watching season 4, it was just basically retelling what happened in the last episode of season 3, which was basically Seattle is zombie town, and what are we gonna do? Like, but leading up to the last episode of season 3 was so crazy that I was like, what? Like, just go back and watch it. Like, if you aren't already watching it.
Woo. Yeah. Did you want to talk about Black Lightning or Crazy Head next?
Black Lightning continues to be a heavily black dominating show, which I enjoy. And not like to say there aren't white people in it, there are, but
as you roll your eyes, you're like begrudgingly.
There aren't white people, but I think it's another good superhero, a good influential superhero. But you know how, of course, the big craze is Black Lightning. I mean, Black Panther. Black Lightning is an older black man, and the show is taking premise where he already did Black Lightning like when he was younger, and then he stopped for a while. So it's like a Superman was like at the height of his career, and then he just retired, and then he came back because crazy stuff started happening. So that's what the show is about. How he is in his retirement mode, but then his family gets targeted, and then he has to bring out Black Lightning again, even though he doesn't want to. It did a lot of horrible things for his life, but he's like a 40-plus-year-old dude, hasn't worn the suit in many years, but it's entertaining to see how it's not just about him, it's about his family, and it's about like the gangsters, and it's about the person that helps him, and it's just and it's about society. Like, they're reflecting society in the show as well, without being like a social justice like door beater, where they're like black on black crime, blah blah blah. Like, it's told to me wonderfully, and I like it. So there are other plots to that story too, but one of his daughters is gay, and they put that on Front Street in the beginning, so I'm shocked. Second of all, she also has powers. So it's just watching someone realize that they aren't just normal all over again. Like it's just watching her do that. And then the younger sister, like they just all go through stuff. And I really like it. So Black Lightning, good show on CW as well. Watch it.
Woo! All right. I just got an update right now.
Oh.
Mr. Sorry. I'm like tackling this cough and it's not fun.
Oh.
And it's just like it's annoying.
Oh.
It's like a tickle in my throat. And Mr. Rodney actually said, I don't know why I always call him Mr. Rodney. Maybe because it sounds fancy. He's what? Because he's a sir. All right. It's his surname. Rodney said that he's going to watch the second season of Jessica Jones probably tomorrow. And I didn't even know that it came out. I was like waiting and counting down the days for like Jessica Jones. The first season of that, which started out during, I think that was our first season of Nightcap, our first year. So I was very excited about that. I had no idea that the second season came out, but having read the comics, I know probably some, at least some of the storylines.
Yeah, so, I still haven't seen it yet.
Because funny enough, I watched Daredevil season 1 and 2. I watched Jessica Jones. I didn't watch
Luke Cage.
I didn't watch Luke Cage or the
Defenders.
The Defenders or the like
Punisher.
The Punisher or the Iron Fist. I was gonna say or the Asian one.
The one that's
the Asian, not Asian one, right?
I bet. Mm-hmm.
Right, because he was like Asian, but he's not Asian.
No, he's a white dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Who went to Asian town and got influenced and then brought back powers, and it's just like, oh, here we go.
I don't know.
Like, I was told not to watch it. I feel like Rodney said that.
He did. No, wait a minute. I feel like not only did Rodney say that, Rodney and Chris said that.
Yeah, I'm like, I think we were advised to just skip Iron Fist.
Okay, wait. And so Rodney said Defenders was lackluster too. Okay, wait a second. Rodney, the only characters I like, my Jessica Jones, she's my favorite. And like, I feel like I would probably like Luke Cage, except for I dislike that Jessica Jones isn't a part of his story. Word. Because they are integral to each other. If anybody knows the future of Marvel, like they are integral to each other. So I just think that's dumb. It's like what? So because it's a lady superhero show, like there needs to be like a man on every episode, and because it's a male superhero show, like what? She only gets one episode, a one episode arc. That's dumb.
Aren't you seeing the world without rose-colored glasses?
He said eventually they are going to have to work on their relationship. Yeah, they are. They are.
Well, that's how I felt about Supergirl. Where Supergirl, it's like she can't just be on her own without one of the underlying plots being that she has to be in a relationship with someone at all times. Like pretty much season 1 and 2 was who are we pairing Supergirl with? Jamie Olsen or the nerdy dude? Oh wait, none of them. And then it's this other dude, and then he leaves, and then he comes back. I'm like, why can't I just watch?
But Supergirl does he come back as evil?
We'll find out. No,
I'm sure he's coming back as evil.
He comes back, but he's not evil. He's just different. He's different and not the same person she fell in love with, and there's this whole crisis because she's not like. I was just so done. I'm like, can we get the gay people back on? Can we get them on the episode again? This is like annoying. At least they had a deeper. Oh God, Kara's sister, Maggie, and what's her face, the other chick, had a way better love storyline than Kara did. with these.
I was gonna say they're also better actors, which is why they are still not on the show. That's why they're not on the show anymore. Wait, I love Rosario. I love Night Nurse. I wish that Night Nurse was its own series on Netflix. I would pay to watch that.
Night Nurse?
Yeah, Night Nurse. It was a comic in the 1970s. In the 1970s, there were 3 different comic books that they made to gear towards girls, and one of them was called Night Nurse. And Night Nurse was a series of 3 or 4 different nurses that worked the night shift and helped helped repair the superheroes, and fully knew their identities, but they worked in tandem with the superheroes. Like, they are the reason why the superheroes don't die.
Oh, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would shoot Rodney. I don't know about you. I understand maybe being tired of seeing Rosario Dawson and everything. I get that, but like, wouldn't you watch Night Nurse? Be like Grey's Anatomy with superheroes.
What is she in? That's on in quote unquote everything.
She was in Daredevil. I think she had a 1 episode cameo in Jessica Jones. Just because when something happens that should kill somebody, she's like, oh, let me fix it. And then Rodney agrees with me, and he would definitely watch Night Nurse the series.
Yeah, I would watch that. I think that would be a great show. Because I like, as much as there's the superhero name, I like watching the people that make that. Like, seeing the backstory. Oh, that's that. You know what? What was that show on NBC?
Oh, Powerless?
Yes! I enjoyed the heck out of Powerless.
Canceled.
Of course. And I love that show. I thought it was so funny. I mean, okay, not super funny, but it was humorous enough for me to keep watching. And then they canceled it.
Yeah.
Stupid. But yeah, wait, what?
And then Rodney, he said that she was in every series. That's because she makes a cameo, because she makes a cameo literally, when something major happens that should kill somebody, they're like, oh, we're gonna bring my friend over here, and then she patches them up in a way that should not happen.
Clearly she's free to do all these cameos. Like, if she doesn't have a movie to shoot, might as well shoot a lot of Netflix stuff.
Yeah, but also it's also I don't know if this is true for so Daredevil season 1, she had a nice maybe 8 episode arc, which is a lot considering the fact that there's only 10 or 12 episodes. But in Jessica Jones, I think it was only 1 episode. So does she have more of an arc in the other shows, or is it just a 1 episode, 1 and done sort of cameo in the other shows? Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Defenders. I kind of wonder about that. Oh, look, do you see it? My area's all red.
Oh no.
I know. I think there's an ingrown hair.
Probably.
My life is an ingrown hair. No.
Gotta push that sucker out.
Right. Let's see. So I'm excited about when that will occur. Let's see. Oh no, Rodney said she's significantly featured in the other ones. See, that's the only reason why I would. Thanks, Rodney. Now I want to watch Iron Fist.
Ew, I don't.
No, I freaking that's because Rodney also agrees. He would watch Night Nurse the show.
Oh, I would too. But
let's petition that. It's Grey's Anatomy. It's dirty Grey's Anatomy, overnight, nighttime shift. Just a working girl fixing up superheroes and keeping their secrets secret.
Yeah, I think that'd be.
It'd be like Scandal meets Grey's Anatomy meets Marvel. Mic drop.
So when you do Nightcap shots, send that shot to Marvel and just make bank.
Yeah, I need to do a Nightcap shot of that. Either that or like depressing, like how to get over heartbreak.
Just at Marvel and Stan Lee, and then just be like, look at this idea I have.
Yeah.
Write it.
Oh, and have Shonda Rhimes be the showrunner.
Who?
Shonda Rhimes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get
It should
Shonda
be
Rhimes
like
on.
Stanley and Shonda Rhimes.
Get them on it immediately.
Right? Because now Shonda Rhimes is working with Netflix, so
I'm so excited.
yes. So and then you played Rayman Legends?
Yeah. So we were playing this together. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, now we can.
Okay. So I never played a Rayman game before, but I knew that it's been like I've seen it throughout the years as it being a title, like a game. So I picked it up for us to play together, and it's actually well, it's fun. Like it's really fun. Not to say I picked it up because I thought it was gonna be boring, but it's really fun. I was looking for co-op games to play, couch games to play, and this one you can play probably as four up to four people, but me and the BB, we played together, and it was really cool. So, if anyone wants to play with their friends or just get into Rayman, they have all these different like people, characters you can play, and there's these different worlds you can go into, and just from a first person, like first time playing any Rayman, this seems pretty cool.
Yay.
And pretty easy to like to do in terms of like picking up how to work the characters and how to fight and how to jump and climb and everything. So yeah, PS4.
Awesome. And what does Rodney have to say about PlayStation Plus? Do we get a PlayStation Plus update?
It's the free games for PlayStation Plus. Um,
Cool.
I'll probably take Bloodborne. I heard that. Like I've seen a lot of people say that's good, so I'll probably check that one out. Maybe not now, but I'll probably download it sometime.
Woohoo. Um, my update for um Friday the 13th is that I haven't been playing it. That's my update. Not because I don't love it, but because I watched a lot of Big Brother. I watched the full month of Big Brother when the Olympics was going on. CBS needed to put something on the air. They didn't want to use their scripted television because they figured a lot of people would be watching the Olympics, and they were right. But the ratings for Celebrity Big Brother they were actually pretty good.
What is Big Brother about?
So they put all these people in a house. There are cameras everywhere. Every waking moment is being filmed and broadcasted live through live streams. So if you have the CBS, whatever, all access where you can watch all their TV shows and stuff, you have access to watching these people like in real time, like just doing stuff on like a webcam.
Wow.
And so this was the first time that they used celebrities in the US. They've been doing Celebrity Big Brother in the UK for probably about like 10 years now, 10, 15. And there's a system where in the US, there's a system where, they battle and somebody becomes, controller of the house and can put people up for nominations. And then in doing that, the house gets to, pick who they want out. But there's a competition to try to save yourself. So.
I never watched it.
And Omarosa is on this season.
Oh God, yeah.
See, but actually, it was quite interesting. Probably the most fascinating thing was, so shoot, I just forgot her name.
What was she in?
She was Rudy Huxtable.
Keisha Knight
Pulliam. Yeah. So it was great because Keisha Knight Pulliam was saying she was saying to Omarosa, she was saying, how could you stick with somebody, that created such, chaos? And then Omarosa was saying, when you're in the eye of the storm, you don't necessarily see everything, which I think is kind of bullshitty, but whatever. And she was like, I was being so loyal to him to the point where I was so loyal to Donald Trump that it bit me in the butt because then it went against all this other stuff. And then, so, Keisha was, basically saying like, whatever. And then Omarosa was like, you should know exactly how it feels. Because if you remember, Keisha was the only one that walked with Bill Cosby to the court.
That's what I was saying. Like, how could she talk?
Yes. And then Keisha was like, no. And Omarosa was like, yeah, it's the same thing. And then Keisha was like, well, he's not leading the country. Or he's not powerful enough to be leading the country. And then Omarosa was like, he did that for Black people. Like, he was that important to Black people and Black culture as far as like elevating it. And, she was like, the way that we elevated him was like that of a president. And it was just really interesting, because like the one saying like, we're the same. And the other one saying like, we're not the same. And it's so funny because like the internet, Twitter, people were like, can't believe that I'm actually agreeing with Omarosa.
You can't. Keisha should have never come at Omarosa like that at all. You can't say like, oh yeah, Donald, what you did was bad. When you were up here cheesing with Bill Cosby, like he didn't do nothing wrong. When there's like 40 plus women accusing him of rape and quaaludes, like no.
Yep. I don't know. It's crazy. But the girl that was in Hairspray, the Broadway musical, and won the Tony for it, she won Celebrity Big Brother. Nice. So it was good. And her it's so funny. Her kid actually watches Big Brother, like has been watching Big Brother since he was like born. Okay. Like loves the show. So like I was happy that that she won, even though I kind of wanted Ross the intern, the gay guy that interviews people on the thing on the red carpet. I kind of wish he would have won. Do you know why?
Why?
He's such a Big Brother fan. He was at the season 1 finale show.
Oh wow!
So that's like kind of like that would have been full circle.
Yeah.
But like also at the beginning, there were more girls than boys, and like I think that because they were always like, oh, a girl has to win. Because like girls, if it's a girl and a guy as the final two, the girl always loses. But that's also because of like inherent sexism, where like if a guy backstabs people, that's a power move. But if a girl backstabs people, that's a bitchy move.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, he was playing smart and she was being deceitful. It's like weird, the power dynamics. It's kind of like the whole bossy thing, where like
you can't be a boss as a woman. You either have to be the B word or you just have to be
a pushover. Like, yeah. So I don't know. Very interesting. So I didn't game, and we talked about our movies. Guess what, guys?
What?
We actually covered everything.
Well, wait. There's one thing we didn't cover. I just want to briefly shout it out. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay, cool. I don't know what it is. Is it a dog? Is it a puppy?
No. Don't look at me like that. Okay, so I got this for Valentine's Day. Actually saw this a couple weeks ago on Twitter, and of course this was a surprise. This was a Valentine's Day present, but I got it later, and it's wonderful, and I recommend everyone read this. Bingo Love.
Oh, Bingo Love. Oh, wait, I'm gonna. Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Oh.
So I saw this book on Twitter, and a person like covered the book, and they were just saying, "Oh, you should read this. It's about like 2 Black women who fall in love with each other." And I was like, "That's dope!" Like as a comic book, like as a graphic novel. So I read through it, And this story is, I of course never read anything like this before, and it was wonderful in that um from beginning to end, um it had me very intrigued as to how their lives would turn out. um so basically it's about these two girls who met up when they were young, and they fell in love in the like 50s, like
Mm-hmm.
50s and 60s, where this wasn't obviously supposed to happen. So then an event happens, and then they have to drift away, and they both have different lives. So like they both get married and they have children
Mm-hmm.
with men,
Yeah.
and then they meet up again by chance.
Playing bingo.
Mm-hmm. And then they like it never left. Like the love never went away,
Yeah.
and they have a second chance at love. And it's just it's. I have an eyewitness. As soon as I finished the book, like the ending of the book, I cried so hard. It was so emotional. I'm actually getting a little upset now. There are times where the last couple of days I can flash back to the end of this book and I could just start crying because it just was beautiful how this ended. And of course, I didn't know how this was going to go, but it definitely touches upon when you said you and how you communicate with the older women at your place. It
Yeah.
was like that. Like if you saw two women in love with each other at your place and they just continue to be in love until the end,
Yeah.
like the end, like oh god. um I can't, I'm
When
not
they're
even
when
sure.
they're like the end, which means like when they like when they're just babbling and they're not saying anything, but they're still holding each other's hand, and they have to sit by each other, even though they don't know what the one doesn't know what they're saying, and the other one's like just saying, "Okay, yes, that's true."
So
Mm-hmm.
so that's what's in this book. It wasn't just about like black women falling in love and boom, that's it, here's funny times. It really touched upon of course the race, the family issue, because you know how black people are when it comes to, or maybe you don't. Black people don't play that shit. So, oops, sorry. They don't play that too. They don't take too kindly to anybody of their family being homosexual in any way, shape, or form.
Mm.
Um, and besides that, now that you're rediscovering that you're not straight, how do you break that to your family? So there was that issue. And then the last issue, of course, is when you get older, what happens to you? You assume that you're going to have your right mind. You assume you're going to have your
Mm-mm.
the right health.
Mm-mm.
But this affected me too because one of the characters eventually suffers from dementia.
Yeah,
And it's just like, oh God. Like,
it
and how do you
happens.
deal with that when you're in a relationship and one person doesn't remember who you are and doesn't remember where they're going? Like, it was just so real. And I'm sure this was from experience from the
Oh,
author.
you have my
So,
lump in your throat.
oh yeah, because just holding the book and looking at it, I'm getting emotional all over again. So, I thanked Bibi so much for this book, and I cannot wait. This was published by Image Comics. I don't know if you can read it up here, but
Yep.
good publisher. I cannot wait to go to any con that these people are at so I can personally thank them because it's it's just wonderful. I don't know how we haven't had this. If there is a book like this in the comics world, please let me know. But this was my first time, and again, I uncontrollably cried. Like I didn't expect to cry at all, but once I got to the end of it, I was like, "Oh my god!" So, if you have time, if you can find this book, if you relate or if you don't relate, it's okay. You don't have to relate, but I think it was a wonderful story, and I gotta put it back and like not look at it because I'm getting upset, like in the
Oh,
best way, getting upset.
oh.
So I just wanted to give that book. I wanted to give that book a shout out just because. And I've shouted her out on Twitter, the author. So we'll see. I would just love to meet them and tell them thank you. So.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm actually very happy that was like the last thing that we covered. Just because I don't know, it was like sweet and and like life does not get easy once you start getting older.
Oh no, quite the opposite.
Not easy at all. But you know what? It's one of those things that you just gotta go, and that's how you know it's the real love is when, you know, when you're somebody's shaking Parkinson's, other person dementia, people can't use their legs, and they are still together. It's like, because the shiny and new part isn't the love part in my head. It's the like sticking through like the not fun stuff. I would say that love is like it's easy enough to love somebody on like their best day, but like true love is like loving somebody on like their worst day or like their worst years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it. My name is Chock full of Moxie on Twitter. I almost said AIM, but that's not a thing anymore.
Oh God! Wow.
Even though I still have AIM like for mail. This is Joy at Joy Infinity at all the things, right?
All of the things.
I'm a pimp. Sorry, lump in my throat.
You're a pimp.
I'm a social media pimp. Okay.
I see.
That's how I plan on moving out eventually. No. Can't afford it.
You need a glucose guardian.
Right. Oh man, and watch out for the snowstorm. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Be careful, everybody. Yes, we do have a snowstorm in March. Hopefully, we can get out of work and get I don't know about you, but
probably not. But we didn't have a rough winter, so like I'm not bitter about this. So anybody, like I'm personally not bitter about this. Anybody that is, I just want to punch in the face because we had one real snowstorm, and then we had like a little flurry BS thing, but other than that, like nothing. So I'm just like, it doesn't really matter.
I just don't like snow, so I'm just over it. I'm over snow. I'm ready for spring to like really kick in. But we're prepared, so
excellent. So Mr. Rodney, so Mr. Rodney and Chris, thank you so much for watching. That's amazing. And then Mr. Rodney said the cutest thing ever. He said, Richard, ... put some Neosporin and a Band-Aid on that heart. And thank you so much. It means a lot. Yeah. I'm sorry that I got a little sappy.
It's okay.
Shout out to that person. Thank you for the time. This has been Nightcap, the bi-weekly web show about two friends, one person getting a little sappy. Thank you for watching, and this episode is going to be going on private.
All right.
No, I'm joking. It's because I got sappy, and I don't get sappy on here. You know I'm sappy.
It's okay. We both got sappy. A little emotional.
Right.
I just got emotional at the end.
Right?
But
oh, wait, we're supposed to dance, right?
Your heart is healing. You'll be fine.
My cupcake is healing.
Your cupcake's
healing. And, like, part of me was like, I want to get, like, a French macaroon for that one.
You can.